Okay, buddy, you heard wrong.
I bet they didn't believe the rumors on the Atlantis either, until it was too late and they were all...
Otis, could you get back to work? Phelps is still waiting on his peach daiquiri.
I bet they didn't believe the rumors on the Atlantis either, until it was too late and they were all...
Otis,
the Atlantis either, until it was too late and they were all...
Otis,
till it was too late and they were all... till it was too late and they were all...
Hailing frequencies are open.
Hailing frequencies are indeed open. Welcome back to Stargate.
How long has it been, Stu?
Take two.
It has been a long road getting from there to here.
Oh,
but
God.
no, Star Trek Atlantis. The spin-off prequel, call it what you will, to Star Trek. God, I nearly called it Stargate again. Livingstone. Oh my God, I'm thrown. I'm thrown because we have so many players with us tonight. Because my God, we need to mention it. There below me in the very, very sexy leotard, as we've been discussing, we have the Dungeon Master himself, Mr. Dan Thompson, on Loan from the Danger Club podcast. Welcome, Dan. You're fitting in beautifully on the bridge of the Connie class there.
I didn't know what to wear because I dressed like a space prostitute at the best of times, so like it wasn't a huge stretch to find something for a sci-fi show.
You look.
You're not supposed to reveal your character
amazing.
until we start the game, Dan.
Hey, we only have one space prostitute on board at any time. And he's usually the captain. We have Matt back with us as ever in the old sexy green wrap, I'm guessing.
Good evening. Yes, I feel like I'm letting the side down. Apologies, I haven't managed to get home to a costume change as yet. But I will just sit here and bask in Dan's fabulousness.
Yeah. We know how hard you work, mate. Just getting home is a challenge for you. I know.
It's been a long day, and I think it started, I don't know, some point last year.
Yes. and you've just got over COVID, haven't you?
I have indeed. I mean, to be fair, I felt as crap as I normally feel. I just had angry red bars on a lateral flow test, so it was quite useful. It meant that I didn't have to go on some site visits that I really didn't want to go to in Gloucester. There are positives.
Okay, that's now thrown the whole question as to whether or not you had COVID into
I did.
Yep. Oh dear. But you're better now.
I am just. I'm testing negative, so sure.
Excellent. And back with us from a hiatus, we have Chris back.
Hello. I am so happy to be back here.
And we,
in theory, I'm here for the. In theory, I'm here for the foreseeable future, but we'll see.
Excellent.
Unless Webb airlocks you again.
Yeah, we need to get rid of Webb now.
Well,
Webb has been vaporized.
We need to find out what happened to Rick Sweeper, of course. I'm sure we will. We've all got our theories, and I bet Amy's got some theories. How you doing, Amy?
I'm all right. I did have some theories. They are disproven now. Chris is back with us. So. That went out the window.
You're also in Poorly Corner, aren't you?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
But not COVID, fortunately. No. Multiple tests have all been negative.
And sorry, did I just hear middle age coming from the bottom corner there?
Amy
is a terrible thing to call Amy.
Amy is barely out of her 20s. What are you talking about?
I know.
Yeah, I'm barely out of my 20s. What are you talking about?
Nipper. You're all nippers. Anyway, yes, over in Cosplay Corner, we have everyone's favourite Cajun, Ed. How you doing?
In fairness, there is only one, so automatically I'm the favourite one.
See, the irony is there's only one, and he's still my second favourite.
Yeah. School friends we may be, but you're allocated classes, aren't you?
Fantastic. So we're all excited to get back in it, aren't we?
Yeah. Yes.
It's been a little while. We've had a nice little break. Dan, of course, this is your first time ever playing Star Trek Adventures, is it not?
It is. I'm incredibly excited. I watched Star Trek as a kid. I started rewatching DS9 with my wife, like sort of towards the tail end of lockdown and ongoing. So I'm very excited to get to this. I have, like I said, I have forgotten most of the rules from that we went through when we made my character. I've remembered at least some of the character notes, and I think we can figure it out from there.
Excellent. Well, I mean, I think it's fair to say that we emphasise role play over the technical aspects anyway. And the technical stuff we can go through as we go through.
Can you imagine if this was a rules heavy teach you the game kind of show and I turned up dressed like this? It'd be a disaster.
We're serious here, Dan.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I have seen Dangerous Wednesdays, so yes, I can imagine that. The evidence is out there, folks, on YouTube. Do you want to give a quick plug to the Danger Club podcast before we crack on?
Gosh, yeah. The Danger Club podcast is 6 idiots from London playing Pathfinder or trying to play Pathfinder. We have trouble with rules sometimes, so we picked a very complicated game to play and have been romping chaotically through it for over 3 years now. We are rapidly chasing down our 200th episode. So if you want to come and hear us having crazy fantasy adventures, which mention a number of the people on this show in various forms, then please do come join us wherever you get your podcasts, dangerclubpodcast.com, or on any of the socials. There's all Danger Club Podcast on there. You'll find us there. In fact, if you listen to next Monday's show, you will find a mention of both Stu and Matt on the show. Probably mentioned a Chris as well. We mentioned Chris most weeks, but
especially lately.
It's been
a few
I'm a
weeks to be
couple of
me.
episodes behind, so I'll have to. That gives me an excuse to binge.
The same.
Excellent.
You need an excuse.
I'd also say as a little sidestep, just in case. I doubt it, but just in case anyone from Paizo was watching, there's a big campaign to make Dan an official part of canon and get him in one of the books. So if you've got anything that you want to do, please get in touch and get Dan in the book as a real NPC. Thank you.
Quite right too. I think Dan is an absolute mega figure in roleplay history because, I mean, it's got to be said, this show itself would not exist were it not for the Danger Club podcast.
Exactly.
Because it's Dan who got me into RPGs through the DCP and then into GMing, and then now I make everyone else's lives misery.
I had never listened to a podcast until Dan actually downloaded a podcast app onto my phone on a train the first day we met to put the DCP on it.
Literally, that's how we get a lot of our listeners, me physically taking phones out of people's hands.
Enforced podcast listening.
It's less a recommendation, more a hostage situation.
We had Quantium syndrome, I think it's called.
Quantium syndrome. We had a friend whose phone broke because because Scott had installed the podcast, set the podcast to auto download on her phone, and she just not realised that it wasn't set to auto delete, and her phone had just filled up with episodes of our show.
Excellent. So do it yourselves, folks. That's the tip there. Fantastic. Shall we crack on into the future with an adventure?
Yeah.
Do it.
What a great idea.
Can't wait.
Fantastic. So, the premise is we have taken a break from our adventures on the USS Livingstone in 2380 because, as part of their Section 31 secret mission, they have been given access to some classified files regarding the USS Atlantis and its very, very famous mission back in the old Kirk era, 2267, did we say? Something like that?
Yes, just
about right.
69. Around that. So, and we have, of course, come back in time, and we are following those characters as their logs are reviewed. And speaking of logs, as we find ourselves in this particular adventure, let us have a catch-up by way of a log.
Chief Engineer's log, stardate 5379.3. It's been a long few days back on Epsilon 19. I remained on board the station to patch it up as best I could after the Atlantis departed. Did everything I could to stop it falling apart before the real cleanup crew arrived. It's in their hands now. So many dead. Just wish we could have done more. We're en route back to the Atlantis now, traveling by shuttle to rendezvous with her in orbit around a small moon in an unnamed system in the Shackleton Expanse, due to arrive shortly. Got the coordinates from an Admiral Stoker. I've never heard of her, but credentials seem to check out. I say we because the Atlantis chief medical officer arrived on Epsilon 19 shortly after the ship departed. Better late than never, I suppose. I'll be glad to arrive back at the ship, though I can't help but wonder if Captain Webb has chilled out at all. Probably not. Regardless, I'm starting to realize just how cramped these long-range shuttles can feel.
And we find ourselves in that long-range shuttle, in that cramped quarters, as we have two officers. Not only do we have Chief Engineer of the Atlantis, Lieutenant Rick Sweeper, we have someone sat beside him. Dan, who do we have sat beside him?
Excellent. Sitting beside Lieutenant Sweeper is Dr. Fabian Wendle, Chief Medical Officer, newly assigned to the vessel. He is a human. He's very young to be an officer. He has a flop of kind of dark hair that kind of keeps just sort of slightly flopping down over his face, and he kind of keeps whooshing it back as he's sitting there. He's very excited. He's season 1 Dr. Bashir excited to be there, kind of just sort of hopping on his seat, looking around with great excitement as they approach the ship.
Excellent. Now I'm picturing him as an emo.
Oh yeah,
emo in blue. How's Rick taking to Dr. Wendell's enthusiasm?
He's probably enjoying it, to be honest. I imagine it's been kind of a hectic last few days for him. So just having the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed doctor there is probably a welcome relief.
And of course, clearing away a lot of dead bodies.
Yes, also all the corpses.
Quite sure how those got there.
Yes, indeed. That's one to go into. But yes, so as is there anything you'd like to discuss between the two of you on your journey to the Atlantis?
Gosh, Lieutenant, I have to say I'm incredibly excited about being on a big old spaceship.
I changed my mind. Rick is currently messing with one of the consoles. He said, it's going to be interesting. Look, maybe tone it down around the captain. Just he's a little spiky. Just because you're like at like a 10 right now. It needs to come down to about a 5, maybe
right.
3. No, 5. 5 will do. 5's fine.
Difficult character, is it? Don't worry. I'm an expert in diplomacy. I've directed a number of plays. I'm used to dealing with very big personalities.
Dr. Wendle, I cannot wait for this.
Oh, fantastic. I think he's just going to ruddy love me.
Oh, he will. You know what? I changed my mind. Go just full bore, full 10. Do it.
As this is taking place, you approach the system in question and the coordinates. Before we get started properly, I just to remind you, you all have 1 momentum left from last week's episode. Sorry, not last week, the last episode. And I'm going to say that Chris and Dan, you can't use that momentum whilst you're separated from the rest because it's them that earned it. I myself have... I mean, it's great having new players because, of course, I get 2 threat per player. So I am starting with 10 threat. And I'm going to spend some of it.
that's cheating. I'd start with loads of threat. That's how the game works.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something about
the
more than 4 players. It's 1 per player, I'm sure.
No. I've checked and double checked, and no. But I am going to spend some of it immediately because as your long range shuttle. We haven't got a name for the shuttle. Would anyone like to give this long range shuttle a name?
Let's call it the Gadabout.
Gadabout.
I like that.
The Gadabout long-range shuttle, as it drops out of warp in this unnamed system, there is a sudden coronal burst from the star which strikes the shuttle. The console, or the consoles, in fact, in front of you both, burst into flames and explode. I mean, they're not very safe. Why they put explosive materials in consoles is beyond me. But they always do. And 2 things instantly happen. One is that you lose all power in the long-range shuttle. And the second thing, I'm going to spend some extra threat.
Oh, good.
Rick, you said you were messing about with consoles. You've got 1st-degree burns up your arms as a result. You are injured. I'm not going to take stress off you at this point. What I will say is that in your current situation, any tasks you attempt are increased difficulty 1.
Cool.
Oh, no.
Rick just turns to the doctor and just goes, "It's fine. I've had worse."
Are you sure?
No, it's fine.
You're jolly burned there.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You sure you want me to take a little look at it?
I mean, if you must, it's it's really fine. But if you really feel like you need to,
don't worry. I've trained my
do.
entire life for this. Dr. Wendle stands up, runs across the thing, trips over, drops his tricorder, then picks himself back up.
We do go through a lot of tricorders in there.
Now,
Okay.
just hold still. I'm going to use the wooey wooey thing on you. Wait, no, I'm making that noise myself. Hang on. There we are.
You got to switch it up.
That's it. Right, you are. Right. I would like to try and treat. I'd like to try and treat his injuries.
Okay. What I need from you then is our first roll of the game. On your character sheet, you have a number of statistics. I would like you to add together your presence and your medicine.
All right.
Now, that should give you a grand total.
Yep.
Which you can share with us if you like.
That's a grand total of 15.
15, that's
Nice.
really good because this is going to be a difficulty 1 task. So what that means is you're going to take 2 of your d20s and you are going to try and roll under that 15. Everyone under that 15 is a success, and difficulty 1 means you need at least 1 success.
Ah. See.
If you get 1, a score of 1, that's 2 successes.
Nice. Can do this.
So it's the opposite of what you do on the DCP. I know you like your bad moon for rolling high. That might not help you here.
Bad moon. Bad moon's going in the bin for this one. Bad moon's sitting off to the side. I'm gonna go with some of these other dice. All right, I got you, Chris. Here we go. It's a 9 and a 6.
A 9 and a 6. Now, what is your medicine score?
My medicine score is 4.
Is 4. Okay, that's right. Don't worry about that then. That is 2 successes, which means you get 1 momentum. There are all sorts of things you can use momentum for in rolls. Things like gaining extra dice or being able to re-roll and things like that.
Nice.
You now have 1 momentum between the two of you. Fantastic. And yes, your injuries, the wooby thing does its job, and the dermal regenerator heals up your arms. Rick, you are feeling a lot better. You no longer are taking the penalty to any rolls. But the shuttle is still without power, and the moon is getting bigger.
That's no moon. Right, so I will shake out the remainders of the tingling from the wooey machine, and just get to where I'll just rip open the panel beneath the console and just start rewiring stuff to make it work again.
Okay. Do you know what? Give me some techno babble to go with this.
Oh,
Might
God.
affect your difficulty level. We like our techno
Here we go.
babble.
Yes, I need to synchronize the phased resonating reaction coupling.
Oh, you absolutely
that's
do.
what I'm trying to do.
Love it. Okay, so I would like you to give me an insight and engineering roll. Only difficulty 1.
Okay, I have a focus in Starship Power Systems. Does this count?
Oh, a starship or shuttle? As it's a long-range shuttle, I'm going to say yes.
Awesome. So that... Explain the focuses again. That gives me an extra die, right? Or does it give me a
the
bonus
focus,
when
if you roll under your engineering score,
That's
it
right.
counts as 2 successes.
Equal to or
Okay,
under.
got it.
Equal to or under. Meets beats, yes.
Here it goes. Oh God. That's you said
That's what I like to
insight,
hear.
right?
Yes, insight and engineering.
So it's a 14. That is 1 success. I got a 13 and a 15 on the rolls.
1 success is exactly what you needed. And yes, the power flickers back to life just as the shuttle is careening its way down to the surface. It's pretty obvious now you're not going to get to the ship. Your best hope is now Ed can tell us what the exact phrase is. It's a controlled something when it's not quite a landing.
Oh, a controlled flight into terrain.
There you go. That's the best you can hope for now. Who is going to sit at the controls and try and get this thing on the ground in one piece?
That's a con roll, isn't it, for piloting? That me.
It is.
Oh, I hope you've got something there, Dan.
All right. Dr. Wendell leaps to the con.
Excellent. Right.
Don't worry, I had a private yacht back at the academy.
I need and we can believe it. I need a presence and con roll, difficulty 2.
Presence and con.
I would say use the momentum that we got.
I'm going to use that momentum. So what does that do? I get an extra die?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
use that momentum. We've got 3 die. 3 dice. Okay. So we've got presence and con. It's not awful. It's 13. Presence is a good skill.
What's
Better
your
than mine
con
would be.
score out of interest?
Con score is 2.
Okay.
Here we go. So we're trying to get under 13. That is one success.
Oh, no.
So what happens
bye, everyone.
when you don't succeed?
I told you, Rick Sweeper is dead.
That's just the cold open of the show. It's a former character and someone you've never met just die in a crash. Then it's never mentioned.
So, yes, you failed that roll. But do you know what? Before we find out exactly what happens there, let's hear someone else's log.
Ooh.
Science officer's log, stardate 5379.3. We may be in a dangerous situation. I feel like I've been dropped into a field of catnip. The technology on this strange new world is incredible. So much to explore. We've been ordered to this small moon by Admiral Stoker, an unusual human, though most humans seem a bit weird to me anyway, who's taken to talking to herself and seems very motivated to get to this planet. It seems connected with the race who left the technology we encountered on Bacchus. And although we inadvertently set off the destruction of that solar system, it would seem that we have another chance to explore it. A key difference, though, is that while scans show plenty of tech on the surface, there appears to be no life whatsoever, not even microbial. The technology itself is way beyond what we have on Kate, or indeed anywhere within the Federation. Even in its dormant state as we approached the system, we were able to tell it was advanced to the point of being almost unfathomable to us. Our arrival in the system seemed to trigger some kind of solar expulsion that put the Atlantis in serious danger. At the same time, the technology on the planet seemed to wake up. The question is whether the tail is leading the whiskers. In other words, did the solar event cause the tech to wake up, or did the tech cause the solar event? The Admiral was suddenly taken to the surface by some sort of transporter beam. The moon having a chlorine atmosphere, we've all donned EV suits and taken a shuttle down to the surface. Our transporters are having difficulties. We were lucky to survive a crash landing, though, as we hit one of the buildings, tearing off in a cell. Our pilot, Ensign Quinn, has been knocked unconscious. But otherwise, we seem unscathed, unlike poor Gertie the shuttle.
Excellent. And yes, you have indeed crashed on this surface, tearing off one of your nacelles. What would the three of you like to do?
Check Quinn for signs of life. He's definitely unconscious.
Yes.
Give me an insight and a medical roll, someone.
Ooh, tell you what.
I mean, he looked like he's sleeping to me. Fine.
Inside him. Actually, my medicine's 1. I'm science and engineering, not really medicine.
No, I have no knowledge of medicine.
Go on, Captain. Have a look at the pilot.
Yeah, you've got to know this stuff.
Not a problem.
I mean, you can use science, but it'll increase the difficulty. That's there.
Well, as my science is a 1 and my medicine is a 1, I think I'll stick with my medicine being a 1. Now,
If only we had a doctor.
the thing is, you said insight and medicine.
Yes, you know what? If your medicine's only 1, I'm going to recommend that maybe your science officer might want to use science to do the roll. Even though the difficulty will be increased, it'll only be increased by 1.
I have rolled already, if that changes things.
Yep, fair enough. Thank you for your honesty.
But my insight is a 7 and my medicine is a 1. So need to get below an 8 because that's how numbers work. Now, with the 2 dice, I got a 3 and I got a hailing frequency symbol.
Excellent. Have yourself. That is, for Dan's benefit, that is our 1.
Oh, thank goodness.
So, you have...
Yeah, sorry, these have a 20,
now.
and then they custom have the hailing frequencies logo as the 1.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And yes, so that is 3 momentum you are up to now.
He's dead, Jim.
He's not, I'm afraid. He's stable. He's just out for the count. And given the nature of this planet and the fact you haven't got an EV suit for him, it's probably just sleep is his best thing right now.
I will point out to the others that yes, no, he is stable, which I don't think he was stable when he was awake. But no, he is. He should be fine. We'll leave him here. Not a problem. We should probably head out and try and find the Admiral.
Mm-hmm. Is it worth me just sort of giving Gertie a bit of a once over with the tricorder and just see if if there's anything fizzing, leaking, or about to go off? Bang! Considering that someone reverse parked her into a planet.
Yes, it's rather a good idea. I mean, actually, that's a fair point. Commander Alward. Please make a note that a formal reprimand of Ensign Quinn for damaging Gertie when we get back to the ship.
Wasn't he just following orders?
I'm sorry. Did you? I misheard that, Commander. What exactly? Jolly good.
Kaveen, give me an insight and engineering roll.
This is a bit better one. So insight and engineering. 14 I'm looking for. We'll just go with 2 dice for this one. And we get a 13 and an 8.
Excellent. So you gain another momentum. You are up to 4 momentum at the moment. This is very impressive. Yeah, it's pretty knackered. It's going to take a lot of work and probably a shuttle bay to get her flying again, but she's not about to explode.
Stuff. She's damaged, Captain, but the patient is stable.
Comms system is fried.
Predictably, the comm system is fried. So we can't get in touch with the Atlantis. Of course.
Okay. So
conveniently for the writers.
Don your EV suit and leave the shuttle then?
Let us go.
Okay, you don your EV suit and leave
is that a meteor?
Funnily enough, it's funny you should say that because you do see something streaking through the sky, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it appears to be a small Federation craft of some description as we go back to Dr. Fabian Wendle and Lieutenant Rick Sweeper. Now, you got 1 success with a difficulty 2, did you not? So, we have a thing in the game called succeeding at cost. So rather than me just saying, no, you're failing, you're both dead. That'd be it'd be not very Star Trek. So what happens is this, and I don't need to spend any threat for this to happen. This is brilliant. What happens is the ship is careening down. You manage to just pull the nose up at the last moment. However, it lands, it bounces, it lands again. A huge hole is ripped into the side of the craft. A very large hole as you both start coughing and spluttering. And the shuttle stops moving. The rest of you, this has happened not too far away. In fact, you've probably had to take a bit of cover. It was that close.
Who was flying that thing?
I probably need some help.
Yes.
Buddy.
Well, come on. And we'll start heading towards...
Okay, more urgently, whilst you're heading towards then, Chris and Dan, you're coughing, you're spluttering. This is not a friendly atmosphere.
Okay, I'm sure if there's anyone else on this planet, they probably managed to land just fine, and we can just get off the planet.
We have to kiss. We have to kiss and breathe into each other. It's the only way. I saw it in a film.
I will say, as the rest of the team, as you are closer now, as
You,
the rest
the
of the
fan
team
art.
has so much momentum, you can have bought 2 EV suits with momentum if you wish. If everyone else is happy with it.
I mean, actually, and sorry, one side there. You are on conjoined. So, Dan, if you kiss to what I think is your left, and Chris to your right.
Oh yeah, yeah, it would work.
Let's leave that to the fan artists. Okay, they can.
Oh,
Sort that.
I had screen print all wedding.
Oh my goodness.
So
yeah,
You can't do that in a podcast, can you?
No. I think it might be worth spending those to have conveniently brought EV suits with us,
Okay, now
just in case.
it is technically everyone else's momentum, so they have
EV
full
Ex
boost.
Machina.
Can we get the Eagles to bring them in?
Yes.
Yeah. The Eagles are coming.
Yes, they come in
So as-
playing
They're
Hotel
in EV suits.
California.
As the Doctor and Lieutenant are gazing at each other across the shuttle, coming ever closer slowly. Sweeper just goes, "Oh look, there's some EV suits over here." Just walks past, pulls them
Their
out.
eyes met over an irradiated EV suit.
I was going to vote on it and say I'm happy to give them 1 EV suit.
They can fight.
Back to the death.
Oh,
Just like snapping a pool cue over your knee and throwing it down between us.
There's a particular piece of music for that, isn't it? The Gorn fight.
so yeah, the ritual. Would I be right in thinking you want to pull your EV suits on?
Dr.
all right.
Wendle starts putting his EV suit on pants first. Like he doesn't put the mask on.
Where did you study, Doctor? He was putting the...
In the event of emergency crash landing, please ensure you have your own EV suit attached before dealing with any of your comrades.
And Sweeper will put his EV suit on and then help the flailing Doctor to get his own.
You get
Save my
yourself
life.
into EV suits. Just as coming over the rise, Captain, Commander, and Lieutenant. You see a Federation long-range shuttlecraft with a great big hole ripped in the side of it.
Evie, I see a ship.
Someone's broken another one. Oh, look, it says on the side, sir. Look, it says Deanna Troy School of Motoring.
Right, we should probably go and see if they're okay.
Mm.
Where did this come from? Do we recognise the registry?
You do not.
Fair enough. Commander, Kiwi, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Boings along.
Yeah.
Do we see them coming over
Yes.
the way?
You come together.
Do EV seats have a sort of a tannoy thing, or are they like headset connected?
They have small, short-range transmitters.
So,
Interestingly enough, as you've mentioned that,
To figure out
when
what
you're
frequency-
speaking to each other, you're louder than you would expect in your EV suits.
I just always expect Captain Webb to be booming in my ear
Yes.
at some point.
As they're talking, as you do get your EV suits on, Rick and Fabian, you hear them. And
Look
they're
out!
probably a bit further
There's some
away
people
than you would.
coming.
are you
Normally.
the people that just crashed the ship in front of us?
No, that wasn't us, Captain.
Whose voice is that?
Yeah, it's Lieutenant Sweeper. We were on our way to rendezvous with you.
You just hear
Going to gravity well. Awful thing.
Sweeper. Glad to have you back with us.
Glad to be back, Captain, and so glad that you're also on this God's forsaken moon, because that means that you've surely brought a shuttle down or have some kind of transporter functioning that we could just get back to the ship. We're in a pretty bad way.
You say that
here.
because he's just crashed another one.
Evie, can we? How many figures do we see, or can we not see into the?
Well, I mean, it's entirely amongst yourselves. Fabian and Rick, are you coming out of the shuttle?
Oh yeah. The doctor is following his new hero's lead after their life and death escapade, and follows out.
Sweeper, who do you have with you?
Captain, Dr. Wendle, Captain Webb.
Ah, Captain Webb.
Wendle.
Dr. Fabian Wendle, at your service. Set course for pleased to meet you.
Jolly good. Like Wendle. Your father didn't play in the water polo regionals, did he?
Yes, he did actually. He was very fond. He was very fond of it. It had a lot. Daddy had a lot of time, with Mummy being so busy.
Yes, good man. I know him well. I think I met him down at the club once or twice. This is fantastic. I do apologise that you were stuck with this with Lieutenant here. Lieutenant, I hope you haven't been causing problems for our new doctor, have you?
No, not at all. I mean, it was actually him that crashed the shuttle, so,
Oh, piff, he's a doctor. He wouldn't crash a shuttle. Anyway.
No, I have to say, I had my part in it, but as Mummy always said, it's not about failing, it's about failing upwards.
Jolly good. You're breath of fresh air, your mother.
But this is a jolly tricky situation, isn't it?
Yes. Right. So we need to go and find the Admiral. I suppose you'd better come with us. It'd be jolly useful to have a doctor with us.
Mm.
I suppose an engineer wouldn't help either. Wouldn't hurt. I mean...
I mean, we are 2 shuttles down, Captain. I'm sure I could do something about that.
Yes. Let's have a word about your diligence. That on your watch we have 2 crashed shuttles.
Okay, so
I expect more from you, Lieutenant.
As you look around the landscape before you, so Captain, Commander, and Lieutenant Kaveen, you will have seen this as you approach the planet. Doctor and Rick, this is kind of like you were a bit occupied. The whole landscape looks like a normal sort of hills and what have you, but seeing it up close, you realise it's all buildings that are kind of almost fossilised and morphed into almost organic looking structures. But where there's damage to walls and things like that, you see that there is circuitry running inside all of them. And there is a glow to the whole area. Basically, the entire area looks manufactured, constructed like some kind of either collection of like lots and lots and lots of mechanisms, or it's all one big, very complicated mechanism. It's impossible to tell. However, you do all hear a thrumming noise coming and going. Not regular, it's more, it goes for a bit and then it comes back and then it's back again and then it's gone again, and it's irregular, but there is definitely a thrumming noise coming from the distance. What?
That's jolly thrummy.
It sounds like there's a jazz band rehearsing somewhere around here.
Oh, no.
Commander, have you got any idea where that might be coming from?
Do I?
It's hard to tell through the EV suit just by listening, but just to remind you all, you are all equipped with the following: a Type 1 phaser, a communicator, and a tricorder.
I can have a look on my tricorder, but I don't know if I can read it.
What, wearing your EV suit? Is that your...
I assume I can wear. Can I
Yes,
not see the
you-
tricorder?
You
Yeah.
absolutely can. Yes, it's
Okay.
The EV suits are designed to be able to use tricorders and things. No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah,
I'll
you take
wave
your
it
tricorder
around
out.
the
You
noise.
do. You open it up and it makes that prr, prr, prr noise. It
Hello?
makes it louder and faster than you would normally hear it. The lights on it
Okay.
seem brighter than usual, and indeed you're scanning. It's scanning quite substantially further range than it normally would. And you can indeed tell that there is some kind of sonic event off in front of you. It seems to be coming from a large structure ahead.
I will gesture at the large structure. I think it's coming.
Okay.
Should we go investigate?
Gosh, that's a big one.
Are you all heading towards the structure?
Yes, come on.
So,
Okay. You have to step your way quite carefully because it's almost like this wiring and circuitry is growing like weeds around. Some of it looks like, not all of it, but like occasionally you see a bit that looks quite sharp, so you want to like avoid it with your EV suits.
gracious. Captain,
yeah,
whatever
it's-
you think could have created such a gigantic erection?
Don't know, but I mean the throbbing veins of technology seem to definitely engorge the amount of technical ability that we have with certain bits of equipment.
We'll just have to try and get closer. Take a little look inside.
Yes, we definitely want to,
We should probe it.
yes, probing seems like a very sensible suggestion.
Permission to whip out my tool and poke it around in the equipment here.
Permission granted.
Oh, very good.
Captain, I think we should take it a little slow. You don't want to rush into these things.
No, don't be silly. The who dares
You want-
wins
you want
and
us
all
to
that.
just- You want us to just punch right in there?
Yes.
Okay, so as the captain and doctor get a holosuite together, we head on towards the building, and yet you do make your way up to it. It's like I say, a large building. It appears to be peppered around the side with openings of some description. You'd guess they look like doors, except they're sort of pentagon shaped.
Am I able to use my tricorder and scan for life signs? I mean, specifically the Admiral, see if we can get any trace of her.
Okay, you can take your tricorder out, set it to scan for life signs. Again, like your instant reaction is, you can scan much further than normal. The lights are brighter, the noises are louder. But as you actively scan for life, the tricorder fizzes, pops, and burns out.
I've broken another tricorder, Captain.
No.
You have no tricorder.
You can take mine if you want.
Oh, I don't think I want to break another one, Commander.
Okay. I'm better with a phaser.
Actually, okay. You pass me that one.
Yeah.
I'll have that. But I won't unless I can refit it to work on a lower setting, as in like reset it to like Windows 2 or something.
I'm a little concerned by the quality of our maintenance teams. We'll have to have a word with engineering when we get back, and he shoots just a subtle look at Sweeper.
Only the chief engineer was with us here to be remonstrated with.
If only. If only.
It would require, in fact, engineering to dial the settings down, as it were.
All right, let me take a look.
Standard.
Yeah. Have a look at that, Mr. Sweeper. See what you can do.
Okay, you're doing this without tools because you don't have a toolkit. So give me an insight and engineering. I'm going to say it's a difficulty 3.
You are
good.
surrounded by tools, though.
Don't talk about the crew like that.
Help yourself to some momentum.
Yeah. Can we
You
use
have
this?
2 momentum.
All right, 3 successes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And would this count as winging it for focus purposes?
Yes,
Yeah.
it very much would.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So for Dan's
Glad I picked
benefit, yes, if you have a focus that applies to the role specifically and you roll under your discipline score, it counts as 2 successes. I think I said that earlier and I'm now repeating myself.
Yep. Can't wait to try and get some of these focuses into the game somehow.
As long as you don't have something ridiculous like, I don't know, skip rope, you should be fine.
It's going to happen. It's going to be an amazing skip rope moment.
Yeah, I really, really hope you do have skip rope. I'm going to be really disappointed if you don't.
The limping, skipping Vulcan.
Who's not born yet?
Oh,
No,
that's a
I got-
actually, no, at this point,
Davok
Davok's
might
probably
be.
only about 105.
I got 2 successes.
Yay!
I got a 3 on one of the die. The other 2 were not good.
Oh, what's your...
My engineering is 5.
So that...
Do you have any, like,
Yeah, that's where I got the 2
cautious
from.
Yeah.
engineering talent? Because you bought a
Ooh, I have
dice
a
with
couple.
momentum. You might be able to
Or anything
reroll
that-
one.
Anything that might re-roll it, perhaps? There are some skill.
Let me see. I have some talents. Let me see where they are. It's been a while since I've looked at this sheet. Give me a second. I have the bold engineering, but that means I have to have bought a
Given
die
threat.
by adding to threat. I don't have the other one. Expertise. That's not going to help. Engineering, where is it? Jury rig. Whenever you attempt an engineering task to perform repairs, you may reduce the difficulty by 2 to a minimum of 0. Does this count as repairs, or is this just modification?
No, this is a modification.
Damn it. Yeah, and the other one's not going to help. So yeah,
I mean,
that's all I got.
there is a tricorder that's fizzed and burnt out. That would need repairing.
I have
That's
my
true.
tricorder as repairs. This is a modification, I guess.
Your tricorder will be a modification, yeah.
Yeah,
key
but this
is-
one that I'm trying to modify was a fail.
Okay.
Well, a 2.
2 out of the 3 successes.
Okay, with 2 out of the 3, you do manage to dial it down. However, you dial it down perhaps a bit further than planned. And it's now only scanning 10 feet in front of you.
Oh.
There we go. Problem solved.
Oh,
There you go, Kaveen.
thank you very much. Okay, well, I'll go and approach some of the building-esque ruins and try and scan 10 foot through it.
Okay, what specifically are you scanning for?
Let's see if there's any trace of. Can we find any trace of the admiral? I'm talking basically set it to sniffer dog setting.
Okay, you're basically scanning for life signs, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, fizz, pop, burns out.
Yeah. No, I'm not using this
2
anymore.
tricorders you've broken.
You're breaking this.
Broken mine as well. Wonderful.
Going to sort of like to get several straps of broken tricorders.
But you are looking, aren't you? So give me an insight And I'm going to say either security or command, Kiwi.
Oh, I'm going to use security then, because that's a 3.
Okay.
I think I can only use...
Oh,
okay.
It's difficulty 1.
Okay. I'll hold our momentum for the moment. I'll just roll 2 dice. I don't have anything particularly useful focus-wise, so just 13 or under, and we get a 6 and a 6.
Excellent. So you gain the momentum. You want up to 2. You do spot, as you're looking at the tricorder, you look just past the tricorder, you do spot in the ground what looks like humanoid-sized footprints.
Ah. That's the dog.
Sort of shaped.
Footprints over here, Captain.
We should follow them.
Yeah.
They are heading into the building. Someone's just walked into the back of your shuttle.
Yes. Follow them. I found her. There she is now.
Is there an opening into this building, or is it more like a door?
It's kind of like an open door, but if a door was a pentagon.
Okay. All right. I'll go in first.
Okay. As you walk inside, just in front of you, there is kind of a 6-foot drop.
Do I notice this in time?
You do. It's not like it's not well lit, and also EV suits do have torches built into them.
Okay. Oh, hold up. Is there a ladder?
You don't see a ladder. Let me tell you what you do see, however. As well as this 6-foot drop, you see it's a large room with cables and filaments everywhere throughout. They're crisscrossed in what seems to be some sort of random pattern, and it is going to make progress through difficult. A lot of sharp, stabby things as well. And much of it is glowing and lit up and humming. You can hear the thrum quite strongly in this building.
This looks like your sort of place, Sweeper.
Yeah, I don't know. Having trouble making sense of a lot of it, but maybe once we get in a little further, it'll become a little easy to understand.
So can we see the bottom of this drop?
You can see it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do we want to climb down slowly? Yes.
You can do that by holding onto the side and basically lowering yourselves down. You can drop yourself safely down into this lower area.
After you, Commander.
Well, it's one of my values is first through the door, so I will quite happily go first.
Yep, lead the way, Captain.
Onward.
Okay, as you're dropping into it, Captain then is your first up. Give me a fitness and security difficulty 2.
Well.
What are your best scores?
Go on.
They're actually quite good scores in that fitness is an 11 and security is a 4. So the 8 did rather well. The 20 not so much.
Oh no!
Oh.
So yeah, 20 is kind of the opposite, Dan. It's 20 is a particularly bad thing happens. And yeah, as you fall onto something very, very sharp and jagged, which means that 2 things happen. First of all, you're going to take some damage.
At least you went first.
You take 4 points of stress. That's bad. And yes, your EV suit has a hole in it, and air is escaping.
Oh.
Oh.
Emergency patch! Emergency patch!
Yes. Do we have duct tape?
You're all right, Captain.
You might have materials to repair it, possibly, but it would take some.
I think the suits have them, but I think you need a mate to do it.
Yeah, I'll run down myself.
Okay, so Commander, give me a fitness and security difficulty 2.
Okay.
Do you say you're running down? You're like jumping down, are you? Or are you lowering yourself carefully like the captain did?
Would I risk going quickly for no, I don't think I would. Somewhat fast.
Be careful, Commander. I think that lieutenant pushed me.
Okay, if you're still being a little cautious, especially having seen what happened, yeah, that's still a difficulty 2 then.
Okay. Does my composure focus count? It won't matter anyway, because I got 1 success.
Okay, with only 1 success. Commander,
Oh, God.
you take 2
We're dropping
points
like
of
flies.
stress damage but your EV suit remains intact.
At least I can breathe.
Webb's gone blue.
Commander, your oxygen tanks are getting lower.
Okay. How
Probably
do
down to
I
about
fix
an
this?
hour.
Is there duct tape? That's all I can think of.
It's not so much duct tape. It's more. And don't ask me why, but this is a reason and science roll. But difficulty 1. This would be using the materials around you. I think that's
Okay.
like where there's filaments on the floor and things like that.
Is there like such a thing as a hero point?
There is momentum.
Okay. Because I've currently rolled a 13, which doesn't pass, and a 20.
And a 20.
God.
As you damage the suit even further, Captain, your suit is now leaking air quite rapidly.
Don't
We
worry,
need some help.
I'm coming. The doctor hurries down to try and help his dear captain.
Is he hurrying down or hurrying?
Oh, he's
down?
hurrying down. The captain's in trouble. The captain needs help.
I'm gonna
Excellent. Give me
die.
a
Bad ever
fitness
happens.
and security difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3, fitness and security. Let's have a look. So that's a total of 12. Let's see if I can
Got momentum in.
Take
Momentum for the
Taking
dice.
momentum.
We must be getting low on momentum.
Got 2, 1, 2. This will be 1 left.
Here we go.
One after this.
It's gonna do it. Damn it! It's not far. It's 2 successes.
Ooh.
Not far off.
Oh,
Nearly.
Okay. Doctor, you take 3 points of. It's basically like bludgeoning damage, but stress. 3 points of stress, but your EV suit is also intact.
Bludgeoning is fine. Piercing is a problem.
how's it going?
As you twist your ankle, basically, as you land.
Ah! Oh no! I'll give the woo. No! There's no time for the wooey right now. Captain's in trouble. I need to try and fix him. I'm going to try and help fix the. I'm going to try and help fix the captain's. What is it? Reason and science.
Reasons to repair, and now it's because it's been additionally damaged by the commander. It's now a difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. All right. It's still not a bad roll. Can I use? Can I use one of my focuses to help repair his outfit?
Tell me which focus you have in mind.
I would like to use the focus once directed at production of cats to make it to successfully repair his costume in a pinch.
I'm going to say, having directed theatre myself, I know that you do often get in there with needle and thread. So yes, I'm going to allow that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Amazing.
Oh,
Should we burn that last momentum to really stack this up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. There's still...
I would like to spend my determination point to give us 3 more momentum.
Oh, yes.
nice.
Okay.
I was
What
gonna
is
say,
that?
there are
Does he-
still 2 of us that have to jump down there as well, so we might want to go easy on those momentum at this rate.
I'd rather not die first.
Are up to 4 momentum, assuming Dan is not using one.
Oh, Dan, I think you
No,
should.
Dan is definitely using one.
Yeah, you should
Okay.
momentum.
Yeah, we have fucked this
3
up so
momentum.
far.
So that gives me. So what does the focus give me?
If you roll under your discipline or match it, that counts as 2 successes.
Counts as 2 successes. Nice. Okay. So science. All right. Here we go. It is. DC, so the DC. So 14 is the DC. It is an 8. It is a 4, which matches my discipline, and it's a 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like 5?
Yeah.
We get momentum back again.
Yes.
You are now at maximum momentum with 6 momentum, and you deftly, having remembered a time when you suddenly had to stitch the tail back onto the fabulous Mr. Mistopheles in a quick changeover moment, you employ those skills and get the captain's suit sealed up.
And we all say, oh, well, there never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Dr. Wendle.
Captain, roll me 3 d20s, please, and tell me the total.
11, 1, and 13.
25.
You have 25 minutes of oxygen remaining in your suit.
Oh, bother. We should probably get a move on. Although I don't know what it is about this extra sparkle you seem to have put in, Dr. Wendle. It's rather fetching.
I always carry sequins with me.
Maybe we should have a talk to the Starfleet about maybe some little extra on the uniforms. Maybe a sort of a sparkle bit down the side, maybe with small insignias on them or something. That'll probably.
Captain, I've been proposing that for years. You wouldn't believe the bureaucracy that's involved sometimes.
Oh, I know. True talent is never appreciated in its time.
Strange New Worlds, uniform origin, now canon.
And as the captain uses his preciously limited amount of air to discuss costume choices, that's probably a good place for us to take a quick break. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. That's an order.
Nice.
Hailing frequencies are open.
And we are back with Star Trek Atlantis. Whoop! Oh my gosh, we've managed to injure the captain, the commander, and the doctor so far. But at least the captain's not suffocating. So
Yet.
As much.
We can help that
How many
along.
minutes have you got left?
About 20.
20, 25, something like that, yes.
Yeah.
How are you finding this, Dan? It's quite different, isn't it?
It is. It's very. It's tremendous fun. I really like the momentum thing. I really like the sort of shared resources to make things better. That's really nice. And being encouraged to follow your focuses, being encouraged to getting a mechanical benefit for doing stuff that matters to your character. That's a lovely thing. And it's. I like that we're not the only pair that crashed a shuttle on this. I feel there's some quality here.
I haven't crashed anything, just saying.
We're only halfway through. It's tough.
Yet.
You crashed your EV suit.
I didn't break it though.
You didn't break it, but you did crash.
No,
Just make the
it was
captain's
my
worst.
suit. Yeah, and that's fine.
No, I think we can agree there's a lot of blame to go around here, and most of it will be directed at the engineer by the captain.
Quite right, too.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Fantastic.
That's fine. You can take it.
How is our engineer feeling about being back with his beloved crew?
Oh, he's enjoying it. He likes the back and forth with the captain.
Good. Captain, how are you
Because
feeling
it's
about
just
your engineer?
obviously it's just
stand
playful
the man.
banter, and there's no
The sooner I can have him off the ship, the better.
We're not on a ship.
So I'm quite interested. So Kaveen, obviously, as the science officer without a chief medical officer on board, you've been kind of the only sciencey person about.
No, it's
How do you
it's
feel
good
about
to have.
chief engineer, chief medical officer?
Yeah, we need a bit more. We need a bit more blue. A bit more blue floating about. Yeah, it's good. I mean, Kaveen's medical is gash. Basically, it's one. he basically doesn't know one end of a plaster from the other. Basically, if you've got something, he's going to try and lick it and make it better. That's about the best he's going to do.
There's actually historical precedent for that, which leads to one of my favourite historical characters. Because traditionally on a sailing ship, if you didn't have you wouldn't always have a naturalist on board. You wouldn't always have a scientist, and so the doctor would take the role of the naturalist. It would take the role of the chief scientist on it, which means that Charles Darwin was not the naturalist on HMS Beagle. Robert McCormick, the ship's doctor, was the naturalist who had gone away expecting he was going to make great discoveries, and then it turned out he was on a ship with Charles Darwin, who was just there as a mate of the captain, and basically completely undermines him for the entirety of the Beagle's voyage. Some really catty letters by Darwin, a bit just written about this crap doctor who thinks he knows about plants. Just love it.
Excellent. Yeah, out of interest, by the way, Kaveen has heard the name Dr. Fabian Wendle, but he can't quite think where from at the moment.
That's I mean, this is basically this is basically eaten in space some days. So and the academy is a small place. Yeah,
it's not the academy. You don't know where it's from, but it's not the academy.
It's
anyway.
His scent familiar.
Musty.
Oh, well, the captain would know, it would seem.
No, that's the musk of fear, sir. Floating up from your spacesuit.
We're getting very yes. Oh dear. So yeah, after the captain being all seductive with the commander in a previous episode. Oh, we're getting fun. So back to it then. We've got the captain, commander, and the doctor at the bottom of this 6-foot drop. with.
It was only 6 feet. Oh my gosh!
For some of us, that's a plummet.
Yeah, but there's like fibres and bits of wiring and all sorts of things like sticking out everywhere. It's almost a teardrop with.
As Matt will testify
out.
to, that's very nearly 3 of me.
Aren't you always meant to land on your feet though?
That's why Kavina's conveniently, you notice, not gone throwing himself down holes like the rest of his human comrades have been intending to do. In fact, I was going to say, looking around, is there like a ledge around either side me and Mr. Sweeper can just walk around? Is there a reason that everyone else has just thrown themselves into this hole?
Oh, please.
Unfortunately, not. No, basically, you've got to go down the same. I mean, you can go down a different part, but it would be the same.
So it's not so much like it's not like you walk in the door and there's just like a 10-foot wide hole, and then the rest of the building. It's like the entire interior of the building is 6 feet below where the door is.
Right. Yes,
that's how I'm picturing. Yeah, okay.
But I just have to add upon it. Did you say conveniently?
I did say.
I thought heard that. Well done. Well done. So,
so all of this cabling that's around, can we grab some of it and try to use it to just like shimmy down the drop rather than jump?
You can. I mean, it's not just cabling. There's a lot of filament. There's a lot of sort of jagged pieces sticking out. So you're still having to be careful. But you can definitely kind of try and use it, but also you'd have to be extra careful of not slicing your glove open at the same time.
Okay. I just want to try and carefully
it wouldn't affect the
down.
difficulty, I'm afraid. Nice idea.
In that case, I, with cat-like tread, I will carefully drop down, aiming to land, as Amy said, on my feet.
Okay, going carefully. Fitness and security difficulty too, please.
Fitness and security. I'm going to pinch momentum, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got an 11 and a 4, which both match, and a 17, which doesn't, but that's still 2 successes.
2 successes is a success. So you managed to get yourself down using your tail as balance, and you do indeed land on your feet.
I am also going to try and carefully climb on down.
Top banana, same deal.
Can I have a momentum for this?
Yeah.
Of course. Momentum for everyone.
Careful, Lieutenant. Use your tail for balance.
So that is fitness.
That's just what you want to hear from a medical doctor talking to a human.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. You make your way down carefully. And you are all at the foot of this area. Now that you're all there, you can see it does appear to be littered with all sorts of strange and unusual shapes and devices, maybe, who knows. But there does appear to be off to the right what looks like an almost humanoid shape.
Ooh. Well, I don't have a working tricorder anymore.
Oh, funnily enough, not many of us do.
Would you like to look at it, though? Closer?
Yeah.
Okay, going
I'll use
over
my
to
eyes.
it and using your eyes. Definitely looks like the skeletal remains of some creature. Not a species you recognise at all, but certainly sort of humanoid in terms of 4 limbs, 1 head. Looks very heavily fossilised.
Oh.
Or at least as you understand fossilisation.
Mm.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do.
Too far gone.
Is the doctor having a look at it as well? Because obviously
Yes,
the doctor
I'm sure you
has
could have
training
given me-
that
Will
the
have a
commander
look.
wouldn't
Yeah.
have.
I
So,
have no
doctor,
medicine.
give me a reason and medicine difficulty 2.
Reason and medicine. All right.
Do you want to use any momentum?
Gosh, we got a lot of momentum, haven't we? We could just
You've
keep.
got
would we
4
just keep-
momentum at the moment.
Yeah, use another one.
All right.
Yeah, do
Let's
it.
go for it. Go on.
Oh, just so
all
you're
3
aware,
of
you
them.
can never have any more than 6 momentum at any time. I can have as much threat as I
Oh
want.
no. What did you roll?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't look pleased.
I rolled 1 success, 1 fail, and a natural 20. Yeah.
What is it with 20s today?
I help it. I'm
You're
a
looking
GM
at it.
most of the time. I only roll rocks.
Well, yes, you're a doctor, not a geologist. And yeah, it looks like a big lump of rocks as you suddenly trip and fall into it and smash it apart.
No.
No!
But it was only a lump of rocks.
Oh well.
Lady's gone.
Well, there's another one around here somewhere.
You having a good look around for one, Sweeper?
Sure. I was actually planning to look around at the tech and see if I can get a better sense of its origin or what it's even doing.
Okay, give me a reason and science roll, difficulty 2 then.
Reason and science. Oh, this is not a good. These are not good for me.
Do you want to?
But what can
Further
possibly go
momentum?
wrong? Nah, too late. I got 1 success.
1 success. It's
Yep.
really hard to tell with everything sort of going on. People distracting you by falling into corpses. Very, very hard to tell.
I think we need to work our way further in, Captain. Get a better sense of what's going on here.
Okay. Probably a little quickly.
Everyone,
Yeah, you are looking a little peaky.
everyone, I'm going to ban you from using momentum on this roll for reasons. But everybody, give me a insight and either command or security difficulty 2.
I got 2 successes.
Also got 2 successes.
Okay.
1 success.
1 success.
1 success.
Only 1 here.
Okay. Only you, Captain and Commander, only you two are aware of this. There is movement coming from above. And as you look up, you see what looks to be initially a tangle, a big mass of these wires, these filaments, these cables. You just managed to spot in it the suspended form of Admiral Stoker as she looks at your eyes and mouths the words, "Help me."
Ooh.
What are you trying to say, sir, Captain? What do you? The doctor's got his back to it and is just watching the captain's reactions.
How far out of is she? How far out of reach? How reachable? You know what I'm trying to say.
Within.
Is she within reach?
say
That's actually a better way to answer the
No,
question.
not
Right.
without possibly looking at it going up the sides, or it's really hard to tell. But it's also hard to tell how she got up there as well.
So this is above the floor.
It's not directly above you. You'd have to move a little bit further forward. It's sort of It's above at a sort of 60-degree angle. It's kind of above the centre of the room.
Well,
Commander, could you phaser her out, cut her free at the phaser setting?
Ooh, that seems dangerous.
surely we should pull her down first before firing a phase pistol at an admiral.
'Cause all this electrical stuff is on, isn't it? It's all doing stuff.
So Webb is going to step forward into the room to get a bit closer.
Okay, as you step forward, it's interesting you do that, because as you do step forward, the building itself suddenly starts shaking, and these tangled web of cables, filaments, devices,
stuff
actually lowers itself to the ground in front of you, and with the Admiral kind of tethered or strapped or connected at the centre of it, takes on the shape of what, well, certainly for the humans amongst you, would recognise as some giant spider-like creature.
Oh no, it's a junk golem.
Oh, oh no.
Admiral's first name isn't Zara, is it?
No, but I'm sure Lieutenant Sweeper's like his first name begins with an M and his middle name begins with a Z.
Funny you should mention.
Arachnids
Well,
indeed.
Orders, Captain?
Shoot the bloody thing. Just try not to hit the Admiral.
Okay. Kill my face.
So what are you trying to achieve by shooting it?
Take
Is
a leg,
there-
take a leg off, or incapacitate it.
Yeah,
Maybe
is there
actually, maybe let go of the Admiral.
Yeah, would I be able to see where it's connecting and then try and sort of shoot around there?
Looking very closely, it would seem almost that some of these cables and filaments are going into her. I mean, potentially you might be able to remove her. I mean, there's lots of ways you could attempt to do that, of course. Cutting with a phaser might be one way. Going and physically removing her from this tangle might be another option. There's kind of the sky's the limit, really.
Well, if the stuff is attached to her physically, like, I don't know if shooting it's the best idea.
You think she might be Borg queening it?
She was very keen to come to this fight, wasn't she?
Just as a reminder, as much for our viewers as anyone, we don't know about the Borg in this time period.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Oh yes.
So
It was said without an accent. It was clearly my thought.
It was absolutely. I just wanted to make sure you know. Yeah, the Jaunty Goblin has said, Amy and Ed and Chris and everyone, clean the eggs. Throwback to our Friday night Devour game.
yeah, shove them all in the toilet.
Can't do that
No,
anymore.
don't tell Jaunty
Thanks
about
for that.
toilets.
Right. I mean, I can shoot the thing, but I've got no guarantee that she'll be okay.
I'm going to ask, Captain, what are your general orders at the moment?
General orders are try and get the Admiral free. I'm presuming if you need to do that with phasers, go right ahead.
Okay. On that note, we are going to move into what is possibly the most rules-complicated thing you can do in Star Trek Adventures. We are going to do what is known as an extended task. Yes.
Is that what Star Trek calls combat? Because that's the most Star Trek thing. I love that.
It's no, combat is slightly different. So an extended task is kind of its own thing. It's when you want to achieve a big thing, and you have to chip away at it bit by bit. We do go into effectively rounds. Each person takes a turn, and things happen.
I think I don't know about Pathfinder, but I think in D&D, so the equivalent of like trying to resurrect someone, and each person puts a different spin on like an ability check or something.
Like rituals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's very much this is the sequence where Geordie and Data are down in engineering working on something for several days with some music over the background, but no actual dialogue.
Excellent.
Exactly. So you will each attempt to do a thing at a certain difficulty level. If you succeed, I will get you to roll our d6 dice, a certain number of them, depending on what you're doing, and that will come off a total figure that you need to achieve. For flavour, I'm not going to tell you what any of those numbers are, except as we go, and the total figure I'm just going to describe as a description of how successful you feel you are getting. Okay, so I'm going to count Captain Webb, unless anyone has any objections, as the task leader. Who is going first?
I'll go, I think, if you want.
Yes.
That's
I pick Commander Alward, and I think she should do a mystery challenge.
Yeah, love a mystery.
To the Aztec zone.
Yeah.
We're all going to crowd around outside and shout useless encouragement.
Right, left, right.
He's facing the other way. You're saying the wrong things.
Just as a reminder, you can each use your turn to assist someone else if you wish. Just as a
And also,
quick
don't
reminder,
forget your talents, because obviously I have talents in advisor and supervisor.
I can be composed.
And cautious command.
How are we doing for momentum?
you have
We're
3
max.
momentum.
We were half momentum.
Now you spent it. You spent some since maxing. So, Commander Alward, what would you like to do?
Well, the best thing I can do is to try and cut parts of this machine away.
Okay, so you're using your phaser to try and basically cut the Admiral out of it.
Yes.
Give me a control and security roll, difficulty 3, please.
Okay. I'm going to take a momentum. This
Okay.
one. Control and security. So that's 15. I've got to hit. Oh my god, I rolled a 20. What?
Ooh.
No.
I rolled 2 20s. And a success. No, I'm literally not lying. It's 2 20s.
Oh
no!
I've never rolled so bad.
You've just
So-
pressurized the
Admiral between
Admiral.
the
Shot her in the face.
What was your third roll?
It was an 8.
20.
I had to get under
It was an
15.
Okay, so you've got 1 success and 2 critical fails. Oh dear.
Okay, I'm done now.
So I can tell you what happens. You fire your phaser, but you miss completely. Maybe you're shaken up from where you fell and banged your knee or something, but you miss absolutely completely. But this device, this tangle of cables, reacts to your phaser fire, seems to strengthen its grip somewhat on the Admiral in a protective manner. You have made it 2 points more difficult to complete this task.
Shooting it was a bad idea. I think
next?
Doctor. I think it's you.
I'm going to suggest Lieutenant Sweeper for an agility task.
Actually, surprisingly good at it.
Agility. So what do you have in mind?
Do you think you sort of prise her out of it?
Yeah, I guess
Well,
I could try
shooting is
running
not a
up
good
and
idea.
yeah, I'll try running up and seeing if I can pull apart the cables on the Admiral and like get her out of there.
Okay.
Although you said they're like going into her, right? She's part
some
of it.
Them seem to be, yeah. There's definitely some sort of fusion thing going on. But your plan is to just like basically run up and just start ripping away.
Pretty well, not like delicately. Not. I'm not just tearing pieces of spider off.
Please.
Okay, well, the question is: are you trying to basically grab handfuls of cables and rip, or selectively take one at a time?
No, he'd be a little more careful with this since it's the Admiral. So yeah, going to be a little cautious with this. Okay,
I'm going to be quite generous here then. I'm going to ask for an insight and engineering roll, difficulty 3.
Can I assist with my prehensile tail giving me a third hand, essentially, and see if I can assist holding my bits of cable away?
You absolutely can. That would be... Again, because you'd need to know which bits of cable to... That would also be an insight and engineering.
But it'll be like one dice to add into the assist.
Yes. And would you like to use any momentum?
Actually, my insight and engineering is 14, so I'm just going to stick to that.
You're going to stick to your own roll? Okay.
You said it's 4 successes that I need for this?
3.
3?
Oh, chuck in a momentum.
Yeah,
Chris.
take
Have yourself
one.
another dance.
Yeah, I'll take one. You know what? I'm also going to buy another one by adding to threat.
Okay.
Very rollable one.
So we are maxed out. So you're rolling 4 and I'm rolling 1. So 5, the maximum dice we can roll in a task. Oof. And I've got a 5. 1 success.
Oh no.
Okay.
Have I been of use?
Well, that's... I got a 20. And then I got 4 successes because I also got a 1.
Reroll the 20 because you can reroll one.
I can because I've got
your
yeah.
That's a 13, which insight and engineering is another success. So
it
How
isn't
many
a 20.
successes in total, including Ed's 1?
5, I think.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5.
So Ed,
I got a flat 1. So yeah, 6 successes.
So 3 momentum.
So you got 1, so that's 2 successes.
yeah, so he got 6. There's 6 in total.
6 in total, right. So you get 3 momentum back. You are up to 4 momentum. Chris, roll for me. 2d6 plus your engineering discipline number of dice.
Oh, God. So 7d6.
Is these normal d6 you use, or...
No, I've got the fancy ones.
Okay.
I got 3 Starfleet insignias, 3 little explosion things, and 1 nothing.
Okay.
So 6. Okay, you make some really good progress getting a lot of these cables out. You get an arm free, and you get quite a few out of her side as well. I'm going to put in our running order. I'm going to put Kiwi straight after Rick because you assisted there.
Mm-hmm.
So who is next up?
The Doctor.
The Doctor can help. All right. I've got a plan. And And in my defense of this, you have no idea how tight this is. We did not factor in how long a stream is when I put this on. I'm severely constricted. It's making my plans a bit crazy. Okay, so the doctor is going to run forward. Don't worry. I've got years of experience in a suitable medical field for this. I would like to use my experience, my focus, my experience in xenocosmetic surgery to understand the intricacies of this makeover, this insectoid cyber makeover that she's had, to try and work out the best way to extract them from her without ruining her complexion. And just for shits and giggles, I'd also like to do bold medicine and stack a ton of threat on there to give me some extra dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's all. That's what you really want, is a maverick cosmetic surgeon.
Oh, this I reckon
He's such a good fit for the crew.
as long as he survives, I'm imagining him in the future being part of the training team at the academy where Bosch learnt.
Yeah. Okay, so you're doing it carefully to make sure she's not left with any scars or no tissue damage, anything like that. Okay. And you're obviously removing these things carefully then in a similar manner to Rick, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So.
Give me, it's difficulty 3.
All right.
Insight and medicine.
Insight and medicine. It is not
If
hard.
you want to spend any
that
momentum.
score. So let's go and
I'd take your momentum.
take
Yeah.
a momentum. So we've got 3. If I'm doing it carefully. Can I do it carefully but boldly?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. You
Excellent.
can use your
So again,
medicine.
on him, so you can
No
have some
problem.
threat. All right.
And your focus will apply.
Focus will apply. So let's chuck it in the dice tower. See what happens. Oh, what?
It's either very good or very bad.
Okay. It's so the DC is 11. It's an 11, a 2,
Ooh.
and 2 1s.
Fingers.
It's
Five,
one of the
six,
Edward
seven.
Scissorhands montages.
That's 7
As-
successes.
You are back to maximum.
Max out. We've got a
Maximum.
medical prodigy on our hands here.
And do you know what? With a roll like that, I am going to take my stack of 2, 4, 6, 8 threat, and I'm going to halve it.
Oh.
That's not
Excellent. Now, Dan, you don't have our special D6s, do you?
No.
What's your medicine score?
My medicine score is 4.
4. So what I would like for you to do is roll 7 D6s
Okay.
and read out the score on each one, because 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 and 4 are 0, 5 and 6 are special.
I'm just going to put the handy reference in the Discord there.
Very nice.
But
Thank
if you
very
just
much.
want to roll
All
your 7d6 and read out what is on each one, we can.
Here we go. All right, we've got a 3. We've got 2 3s actually.
So they are nothing.
They are nothing. Okay. We have got a 4.
It's also nothing.
Also nothing. We've got a 6.
That's
And
something.
it's special.
Yep, 1 on an effect.
Nice. We've got a 2, and
That's-
we've got a pair of 1s.
Okay, you score a total of 5. 5. You really also following Rick's lead, perhaps. You make some excellent inroads with this.
You're really going to
thing.
look better after this. Just try and hold still.
In fact, you're using some of the filaments just to give her a little bit of a facelift.
A bit of a lift.
Fantastic. Excellent round there. And that leaves us with Captain. What would you like to do while all this is going on?
Are there... It's come down. Is there any like cables going back up to the ceiling still, or is it its own kind of controlled thing?
There are cables and filaments kind of heading everywhere in every direction, but the tangled elements are forming this. Let's call it an arachnid.
I didn't know if was there any kind of obvious, like larger diameter cables that were coming down that were. You'd think that might be a bit more of a controlling piece. Do you know what I mean? Like an umbilical.
I understand what you mean. No, there's nothing like that at all.
Okay. In which case... Commandy. I'm going to start bellowing orders at it. Basically do the sort of... try and shout sort of vaguely overridey type, stop right there, just let my people go type situation.
Okay. You spend some time shouting things at this tangle of cables and wires and filaments and bits of technology. It
doesn't seem to have
effect whatsoever.
It's gone full on Melches at it.
Yes.
React to you.
That's
does,
how
however.
Every Star Trek episode gets solved, though, isn't it? The captain just lectures them about how humans are fundamentally better than they are, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess you're right."
I think he's taken the soft, plump admiral that I've known since I was a boy.
Well,
my speckled Jim.
It does indeed take the Admiral as it rewraps some of these filaments into her, but not very much at all. And you see also there's some kind of... It's really hard to tell. Is it energy? Is it fluid? There appears to be something flowing through these things from the Admiral into itself. As the Admiral starts to slump forward. Not looking very well at all. We are back around to Commander Alward.
Oh, I've been promoted. Wonderful.
I've only got about 20 minutes left, so maybe.
Your turn next in the chair.
Yeah. I'm going to look at my phaser and look at the Admiral. Put my phaser down. And I will try and also follow what everyone else is doing by trying pulling some things off, maybe around her feet.
Okay. Are you doing it perhaps a bit more urgently, a bit more... what way are you doing it? Tell me.
I am doing it not quickly because I'm not sure on what I'm doing and I don't want to make any more mess than I might have already made.
Okay. So... Give me an insight and either engineering or medicine. Your choice. Difficulty 3.
I hate engineering because that's slightly higher.
And would you like to use any momentum?
I will take a momentum. I did not roll a 20.
That's good.
I rolled... I got a Starfleet symbol. So I got 3 successes total.
3 successes. Excellent. Roll me. What That was your engineering score, you said?
Yeah, so that's 2.
Okay, roll me 5d6.
Okay. All blanks bar 1 Starfleet symbol.
Okay. Yeah, unsurprisingly, not being an engineer, you don't manage to make quite as much progress, but you make some. Probably equivalent to the amount that the arachnid has just put back into the Admiral. Chris.
Yeah. Is this the kind of thing where we can't do the same thing twice, or?
Oh, you can.
we
You
just keep
absolutely can. Yeah. You can just keep on doing the same thing if you want. No problem.
I will keep on shouting at it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Captain. So you said that this thing was putting fluid into the Admiral, or taking it out of the Admiral?
Coming out. I mean, it might not be fluid. It might have been an energy of some description, but there was something. Certainly, flowing would be the correct term.
As a doctor, I can tell you neither of those are good.
Did this entity seem in any way healed by this? Sorry, someone's decided to start mowing the lawn outside. So
no worries, it's only
at 10:30 at night.
Yeah. Not so much healed, but it did simultaneously kind of regain its grip and some of these fibers. So healed would not be the right term. I mean, how do you heal the tricorder?
okay, I am since I'm
job?
like it is since I'm like up in it now, messing with it. Can I like reach my phaser inside it behind the Admiral and just start shooting that way, so I'm not hitting her?
Absolutely can. So
I
with
would
your
like to do
phaser,
I'm not going to assist this. I'm going to keep my paws and my tail out the way.
A control and security difficulty 3.
Do we have any more momentum?
Oh, you've got lots. You've got 5 momentum.
I will take one of those.
Insane roll earlier.
Oh, that is 3 successes.
Excellent.
Come on.
Excellent. Give me 3d6 plus however many dice for your security score.
All right, so 6. Two Starfleet symbols and 1 little explosion. So 3.
Okay. As you use your phaser as a cutting device, you managed to sever the last piece of filament coming through the Admiral as she slumps forward, free of the device. I'm going to keep us in rounds just for the moment. Tell me overall what the plan is, though, because this will either be very quick or very long.
So I would think catch her and let the doctor have a proper look at her and maybe see if we can pull her free or away.
Extraction.
You can certainly
probably
catch her. That's no problem. Do you want to look at her where she is? You can see these cables and tendrils moving back towards her.
Get her out of the way.
Better get her out of here.
Okay. How far out do you want to get? I'm going to take us out of rounds then, just for the moment.
We want to take it out of the. We want to take it out of the platform part of the room. So we're further than when. So whenever I stepped onto the thing that triggered her coming down, we want her back past that position.
Okay, yeah, you move to basically the area where you all lowered yourselves to, and the thing is still moving towards.
I think we might need to get out of here.
As you run past the skeleton, the doctor just stops and looks down and goes, "Oh, it's a guy." No, and then carries on running.
Okay. Yes.
We'll never get out of here. It's so high.
Kiwi, Commander, some suppressing fire with me. Lieutenant, Doctor, get the Admiral out of here.
Aye, sir. And I will try to scramble up the ledge and then wait for the doctor to hand up the Admiral to me.
Okay. Do you know, as this is a two-person thing that you're doing, in fact, do you know what? Everyone, give me... I'm assuming the plan is for everyone to just basically get out the building.
Yeah, so it's going to be Kevin, the commander, and myself firing while Sweeper kind of climbs up, gets the doctor to lift the Admiral so they can pass her out and then help him up and kind of we take tactical retreat.
Yeah, fall back one at a time. Get the Admiral, get the Admiral out with the doctor first.
So Lieutenant Sweeper first, then the Admiral, then the doctor, then Kaveen. No, sorry. Then Commander Alward, then Convene, then myself.
Okay. The first thing I can tell you is that the phaser fire is having no effects on this thing whatsoever.
Let's do one.
Any damage is just instantly replaced by more filaments and cables. But if you're all planning to get up the side of the thing and the doctor and chief engineer are manhandling the Admiral, as it were, everybody give me a fitness and security roll. It's going to be difficulty 0 for everyone except Dan and Chris, for whom it is difficulty 1 because you're manoeuvring the Admiral.
I have a focus in escape and avoidance. Would this count?
Yes, that applies.
Well, I failed.
You failed the difficulty 0.
Yep. I got a 19 and a 14 and I needed 12.
Okay, you did not critically fail, so you still succeeded because you had to get 0 successes.
Okay, yeah.
It's one of those things, basically, all you'd want to do is just not fuck up.
Yeah.
And we've been doing
Speaking
that
of-
all evening. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I got 1 fail and 120. So
Bash the Admiral's head on the rock as you drag her over.
Yes, in fact, that is exactly what happens. Chris, roll me 2d6.
No!
As you drop the Admiral.
Oh god!
I got 2 little explosions.
That feels bad.
Two.
On 1 dice.
2 explosions on 1 dice, and what else?
Nothing on the other one. Blank.
Okay. The Admiral appears to still be breathing.
Oh, that's good.
Not very well. It's got to be said.
Did anyone see that happen, or was that like after I got her up over the ledge?
No, I
bounded
up. I bounded up like a mountain goat. I got 2 successes.
Yeah.
I got 2
Same.
as well.
Okay, you're all at max momentum. No, I think everybody saw it. Dan, what did you get?
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Fantastic. Chris, do you want to try that again for me? Fitness and security.
Take a momentum.
Okay.
And someone else can assist.
The doctor would like to assist.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you do assisting, you roll 1d20, and that just counts as nature. Would you like to use momentum as well?
Why not? I owe her my life.
I'm also taking a momentum for this.
Okay.
Is this also counted in my focus?
Yes, your focus will still apply. So yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's a success and a 20.
Okay.
Long
successes.
live the king.
Chris gets 2 successes. So, Chris, as you manage to sort of get yourself up and you're hauling the Admiral with the Doctor. As you were pulling the Admiral up, you snag her EV suit and tear quite a big hole in it. But the Admiral is now up on the ledge with you, and you can all escape the building quickly. This thing is still coming towards you, just so you're aware, whilst you're inside the building.
Out. Take a sewing kit as well.
Just quickly trying to thread a needle while running.
I suggest any mission we go on in the future is somewhere where there is oxygen.
Yeah.
You leave the building. Captain, the Admiral is beckoning to you to come closer.
I will
urgently
come lean down. Yes, Admiral, we have
saved you.
We have saved you.
She's whispering. She can barely speak. She says, "The Tilly Carl. Whilst I was synced, I could sense this as one of a dozen structures that they have created in the galaxy, putting out an obfuscated broadcast. They're malevolent. They're trying to break through. You can't let them," as she coughs and splutters and passes away. And just as that happens, you hear a loud bang from the sky above you as you see coming into view 2 Constitution class ships, one of which is firing on the other, and you see the Atlantis explode in the sky above you. And that is where we leave our Star Trek Atlantis game. And back to the Livingstone next time.
Oh my goodness.
Good grief.
What have you done with my ship?
We didn't have many shuttles left, so to be fair.
Can we at least confirm, did the Admiral die of natural causes? or just...
Can we put that down as natural?
Well, that would depend on what the Doctor puts in his log, I suppose, doesn't it?
If the Doctor ever gets back.
That's a very good point.
We just, in the light of the ship crashing, we're just putting the Admiral through a wood chipper. And they're like, "We never found her."
We know about exploding mistakes.
So well done, everyone. We have completed the Star Trek Atlantis portion of the game.
I am both happy and very sad.
Yes, yeah, that's bittersweet. I was beginning to like her.
How many 20s in one?
Massage.
That is a ridiculous number of 20s. That's the most we've ever had.
I think there was more 20s in this episode than we've had in every other episode combined.
Yeah.
To be fair, you also had your fair share of 1s as well.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Did everyone get a 20 at some point?
Yeah. By a 19. But that was about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well done, everyone. Well, Dan, baptism of fire.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. Thank you so much, everyone.
Well, speaking might be a little out of turn, but you're always welcome.
You are, absolutely. We wanted to see you here again.
I enjoyed our idiot doctor Very, 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 very much. Just it's the proof that in the far future they've eliminated poverty, and therefore the fact that his mother is an admiral doesn't mean he's privileged.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Now, am I right in thinking we are actually back next week?
Yes.
Yes, getting nods, Amy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, Chris,
Good
are
stuff.
you good to join us next time?
I'll have to see. I'm going to say a tentative yes, but I'll find out.
Okay. And Dan, you will be very, very welcome to join us next week. We're shifting, just because of schedules, we're shifting our next 2 episodes, bringing them forward a week. But there we go. My goodness. That was exciting.
That was exciting.
I think I will definitely be back in slightly more sensible clothes.
Oh, boo!
Oh,
These clothes and trousers.
Oh, well, absolutely fantastic. And thank you to everyone for joining and watching with us. We hope you'll be back to next week. Back on the old Defiant class with the cloaking device and all.
Get to stuff it. Yay.
Yes.
He's been skipping away.
Means I've got to sit in the captain's chair then next. Oh no!
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're the buff now.
Well, I've had like 3 months sabbatical from command decisions.
13 episodes we did
Really?
of Atlantis.
Really?
Yeah, 13 episodes. This is series 2, episode 13.
Wow.
Thank you.
Very appropriate for the Atlantis to get destroyed on episode 13.
Yeah.
I think. Brilliant. Okay, well, I shall look for how has it been in the captain's chair though, Matt?
A lot more fun than I expected. I think especially Webb is the kind of captain I like playing. That sort of let's just do this and see what happens, rather than actually have proper thought about how things should work.
He's very, very well suited to the 2260s. You played him very well.
Yes, wouldn't
He's
survive
very,
it.
very Zap Brannigan.
Yes.
And Amy, you finally get to be first officer, where Bav Gronek. Is that's
Zankir.
right? Zankir
Bav Gronek.
Zankir Bav Gronek. Yeah, he stole your first officership away from you, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine though. I don't like responsibility.
Well, look what happened last time you sat in the captain's chair. Suddenly surrounded by Romulans.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well. I'm much better just pointing sensors at stuff. I like that.
Excellent. Well, you've all done absolutely brilliant. So do you know what? Everyone take an extra momentum that we don't carry over anyway to the next episode.
Of course.
Hey!
We were probably at 6 anyway and maxed out.
You can all level up.
Yeah.
These characters that are now dead.
Well,
They're not dead yet. I mean, you might be, because you've only got 25 minutes.
Stranded on a planet with our ship blown up and only 20 minutes of oxygen left. Let's give it 10 now.
Yeah. Sweeper's definitely dead.
No, we've got 2 ships. We could definitely make 1 ship out of 2 ships,
Yeah.
I reckon.
If only we
There's
had
a
a
chance.
decent engineer.
And you'd have 15 minutes to do it in.
Yeah.
Somewhere on both
Easy.
of those
Yeah, we got
shuttlecraft,
this.
there's got to be a crystal.
Yeah.
How far in the future is the other game?
2380. So it's actually the same year as the first season of Lower Decks, but it's shortly after. If you think sort of Deep Space Nine, that sort of era, it's shortly after them.
So it's implausible that the Cure in the future would find a cut and shut space shuttle with a group of very, very old Starfleet officers in it.
I mean,
It's
that
Star
would
Trek.
happen.
If you can think of it, they can write it.
I was going to say that's where they found Scotty.
Yeah.
So
Never underestimate
blame-
filler episodes.
Yeah.
Just
And
blame
we
the
can
tachyon
remember when-
particles.
The Enterprise C encountered the Enterprise D and such likes, and there's nexuses and all sorts. It's Star Trek. Anything is possible. Science. Fantastic. Right.
Love it.
On that bombshell, thank you all ever so much. We will see you next time. We will see you viewers next time as well. In the meantime, as we always say at the end, live long and prosper. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I take